Hey guys, Truth Waves here. So I am sitting outside my house. I'm sitting next to my trash can. I got my chair that I acquired from the, let's just say, military experience. It was a transmission Splatoon chair from a Humvee that was acquired. Um, allegedly. Allegedly. Okay. I could just be talking out my ass. So I wanted to just give you guys an update as far as just how everything's been. Obviously, I've been posting videos here and there. It is week 25 that I will be necessarily reviewing, covering, explaining. Not too much has happened. However, I will say there has been, there's ups and the downs of everything. I want to start off with the downs, of course. So, number one thing that happened in the past week, I lost my glasses. And I was super bummed out about it. I'm just like, man, how am I going to find my glasses? I want to find my glasses. What the heck? Blaming people like in my head. I may not have said it outright, but it was definitely in my mind. So there was that, and I'm I'm grateful that I really just took the time to just pause and not get like too mad. You know what I'm saying? So that happened. Another thing is, I also have been spending more time with my brother, and I'm grateful. My littlest brother, Aiden. He's the one he's a little special. Um, Not to sound rude with that, everyone, has their background and, their mental capabilities as well as just, I guess, like their handicaps, you know what I mean? And no offense to him or anyone else that, has like disabilities or anything like that. So I'm grateful for spending time with him for sure. And on top of that is the fact that I'm spending time with my stepdad, and I'm happy about that. I really am. Um, it's been a good time, having them around, being able to go fishing, man. Let's go. Oh man, I'm gonna share some photos of that. Actually, I caught probably like, what was it, 6 or 7 fish the other day, and man, it was insane. We all caught fish. Yeah, we caught some, largemouth bass, as well as a couple smallmouth, and then one of the guys that we went out with, family friend, he ended up catching a Rio cichlid, Guadalupe Rio cichlid, and it was pretty close to the state record, which is like, I think like maybe 3 pounds, and the fish that we had was like, well, we say it was close. It was like maybe like 2.2 pounds, but whatever. To each their own. So we were excited about that for sure. So that was awesome. And I also got to say, I've been having, some small interactions with other people, just talking and just enjoying myself and really getting reconnected with the way of life that I used to have before. And it's really just, being comfortable with oneself and, honoring God through all of your actions and through through just looking towards, you know, to God in it all. And that can be a challenging thing through any storm, through any, even the peace times, even the good times. And I might be going down a rabbit hole with that, but for those of you that don't know, the Old Testament is all about that, all about losing your way. If you look closely into, the different kings of the Israelites, you'll find that they had lost their ways many times, and they still, eventually repented and turned away from false idols and evil ways, and they were like, oh, God, forgive us. And obviously, it's a little bit more complex than that. However, you know, they fell short. We all fall short. Okay. So, either way, they eventually came back and were like, you know what, God, we love you. We gonna praise you, and we gonna do what we're gonna do what you say. And you keep on going. So no matter what, if you're going through the bad times, going through the good times, just look towards God through it all, and your path will be set straight. Okay. I'm not promising, good times. I'm not promising, excellence. The idea, the the know-how behind it is that yes, your path will be set straight. That don't mean that you ain't gonna face some trials. And trust me, I'm facing trials. I've faced trials, and it's gonna continue and continue. And hey, what are we really doing with our lives? Because imagine if we just had everything just like that. Boom, boom. We can't even comprehend everything in the world, let alone ourselves. Truth be told, in reality, you think that you know we have it all figured out. Even the smartest, intelligent, most intelligent, brightest minds, they struggle. They have their own struggles. Point is, we all have our struggles. I'm getting off topic. I'm feeling blessed, so I'm thankful. And I also gotta say that I had a really cool interaction the other day, and I'm making a video right now. So I had a really cool interaction the other day, and I don't know if she'll see this. All right. And to be honest with you, hey, if you're watching the video, that's what's up. Um, I met this chick, okay, and it's not anything bad. It's just, it was like a stunned moment. Like how like when you hit like in a video game you're playing like Pokemon or something like that, and you see like a shiny Pokemon, or is that Pokemon Go, I think, and you're like, whoa, that's a shiny Pokemon. Woo! Let's go. Let me catch that. It was kind of like that. It was like she was a shiny Pokemon. I was like, wow, that's cool, you know? And in all reality, I was scared. I was scared to even talk to her. And I was just like freaking out inside. Like, I'm like playing out all these different scenarios. Like, oh my goodness, I don't want to get hurt again, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, it's not even like that. That's the evil, trying to put me down and trying to just tear apart who I really am. And who I really am, or at least I feel, is someone that wants to go out there, spread positivity, have good energy, and just be like, yo, what's up, my boy? You know what I'm saying? So I didn't ask for her number. I just simply gave her my card and was like, hey, if you want to reach out to me. And then this is who I am. And she's like, oh, really? And then she's like, that's so sweet. And then she said something else, you know. She probably didn't look me up, but who knows? You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing too. Is don't feel the need to be like, bummed out about it. Don't feel the need to be like, disrespectful to someone if they do, ask for your number or ask you out, or don't be pushy about it, you got to think everyone has their lives, and everyone has different, what was it, levels of where they're at in life. Okay. And number one thing, my bad, number one thing, all right, is don't take things personal. That's with family, that's with friends, that's with people that you meet. And that's a hard concept to grasp, even for myself. Don't get me wrong, because like, I ain't gonna lie, I took that shit very personal when I found out about my ex and all that shit. And I'm still recovering. Okay. And I wish her well. I do. I want well for her, and you know that'd be badass one day to be like, damn, you not a hoe anymore. Hell yeah, you know. But hoes be hoes, okay? Don't forget that. So if you're out there watching this video and you're a hoe, please turn away from your ways. And that ain't just talking females. I'm talking about you male hoes too. Y'all need to stop being idiots and get yourselves on the right path. All right? So, either way, I got off topic. The past week has been amazing, and I'm blessed and I'm grateful for the Lord to work in the ways that, you know, my life is changing. Giving up, not necessarily giving up things, but the Lord is taking things away from me, you know, in a blessing way. And I want to continue moving forward and just give praise to God Almighty in everything that I am and everything that I do. And I encourage each and every single one of you to do your research, you know, implore you to just pray, you know, ask God to be in your life. And I also encourage you to seek out a church. All right. Now everyone has their own if ands buts about it, you know, whatever. Hey, look, do your due diligence and look towards Jesus in everything. Okay. And if you don't know who Jesus Christ is, I recommend that you do your research, that you get connected, and you stay blessed up, baby, because I'm telling you, you know, you really can't do anything. Like you can, but it's not gonna be the same. You know, everyone always says it, you know, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I have been, you know, given the power to trample on snakes and scorpions through the shadow of the valley and death. That nothing can hold me back within that right. You know, and then there's many verses to that. And mind you, it's varied, you know, on the Bible. I recommend that you look into the Bible. Me personally, my favorite verse is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Just do your best to present yourself to God as one approved, a worker who is unashamed, and one correctly handles the word of truth. So through it all, some of you, if you see this video, might be questioning my faith, might be questioning whether or not I know what I'm talking about. Look, I'm not perfect. I don't have verses memorized just like that. That's the only verse I got. I will say, pray for discernment. Don't trust everyone that's out there. And don't just be like, you know what, this Truthways guy, like, he's got it figured. Nah, pray for discernment. I'm telling you. And just love on people, man. Just love on people. So, yeah. I've gotten off topic. However, this has been week 25, and I'm going to continue making videos, and I want to spread the positivity and joy. And I just love each and every single one of you, and I hope y'all have a blessed day. Amen.